in the bombing of a neighborhood in Philadelphia, and then as part of the cover-up, these people actually, what do you call it? As part of the cover-up, they, what am I thinking? Oh, they had the host of the Live Aid concert, right? We Are the World, all that stuff for the famine in Africa, most notably Ethiopia. And it was talking about Teddy Pendergrass had to perform because he didn't want people to see him, after his car wreck, he fell off and fell down. So he got to come out and perform. And he got
We're live.
Huh? Oh. Welcome back. This is the What the FRAP podcast. Man, we got a great show tonight. We got actor / model / the best hair in the world. You understand me? The best hair in the world. Just so we can get a lot of wigs like these things. Anyway, this is the What the FRAP podcast. I'm your host, JZILLA, with my wife, Ashley, and I am going to be doing the intro. You know what I'm going to do tonight? I'm going to follow, share, comment, that just stars even maybe if you're on Facebook. And I suggest you do the same. Well, let's go ahead and start the show. So What the FRAP coming at you in 3. Like you said.
This morning, a violent weather outbreak bringing tornadoes to Florida's Atlantic coast.
Now to that urgent and massive manhunt after that deadly mass shooting near Houston. The youngest victim just 8 years old. Police say the suspect.
International High School of New Orleans is making quite an impression on the college admission.
Dennis Barnes has gone into 125 colleges and universities. He's also earned millions in scholarships. As for how he did it, well, the teen is very humble and credits hard work and those around.
Okay. Hey, everybody. It's your host, JZILLA. I'm here with my producer, Asher. What's up, Asher?
How many times you gonna say that tonight?
As many as I can, wife. I need people to know how great you are. Okay, tonight we're going to be doing a one-on-one interview. This will be a short show tonight. Thank you all for joining us on whether it's Apple iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, the moon, it feels like. Anywho, we're going to start off with a clip from our guest. He was interviewed some time ago, basically asking how it is that he gets his booking job. He get booked for like movies and modeling and fancy soiree parties. So let's take a look at that.
So the show series, I actually got in contact from backstage. I saw the film on there, thought it was a great idea. I emailed the director. I was letting him know, I would love to be a part of your film, love everything about it. And so he sent me an email back, wanted an audition from me. So, I set up all my equipment, got my audition ready, filmed it all, sent it back into him, and he was like, great work, loved it, loved every single bit of it. And so he said I could definitely play the role for my character. And so he actually has 2 other films that he's working on as well. So through that networking process, I ended up gaining 2 more films just off of one director, which is amazing. That's why I stress to people how important it is, networking and acting and modeling alike, and just anywhere really. It can definitely take you a lot of places.
Absolutely, man. There's the man, the myth himself, not Bad Bunny, but Chris Garza, but the hair is on point. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Very well. Thank you for asking. So listen, man, introduce yourself. Tell us what you're about, what you do.
So I'm Chris Garza. I'm based out in Tennessee, Columbia, Tennessee. I basically do modeling, I do acting, and right now at the moment I'm trying to establish my name up within that industry. So it's more of a part-time thing right now, but definitely working towards trying to get it towards full-time.
Wow, man. Listen, we're trying to help you as much as we can. We need you like Julia Roberts, Tom Hanks making 20 mil a movie.
I appreciate that.
Listen, I'm cheap. All you got to do is fly me out there and get me a burger from In-N-Out, bro, and I am good. Okay?
Hey, where's that?
Deal? All right. Well, listen, in that clip,
that is not contractual. That is bad negotiations.
Oh, it's too late. It's a verbal contract, wife. My wife is constantly on me about making sure that I'm getting paid for the work I do, because I do a lot of work for free because I'm not good at business, but she is. So that'd be the first question I ask you before I go into that clip. Does Chris Garza have a queen out there?
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Don't work on it. That's the trick. I tell anybody in your position, don't work on it, work on you. And your
That's
queen will
true.
be
That's true
presented.
too.
Yeah.
Always gotta make sure you come first, for sure.
Okay. Fair enough. So yeah, in the clip you were talking about how to get booked. So for people out there trying to be a model or trying to be an actor, how does that process work?
So I feel like they're both pretty similar processes either way. For modeling, there's different ways you can get booked. You can either have an agent or you can be signed on to an agency, and they're gonna go out and find jobs for you, and you just sit back and relax. You don't have to do any of the work. You just get booked for it, do the job, and get paid. It's pretty simple process. I say that even though it's like the competition in this type of industry is insane. I mean, you're going to get more no's than yeses. That's just something you have to get used to. I've gotten used to it. I've definitely been told no on multiple jobs, and someone else gets the role, which you have to be comfortable with that. This is, when you think of this is either the director or the producer for whatever you're trying to do. This is their dream, what they want it to be. So if you're not what they imagine in their dream, they're not going to choose you. It's nothing personal. It's definitely just business. That's all it is. They don't take anything personal, especially in the modeling industry. But anyways, so the modeling, it's pretty simple how you book everything. Acting is the same way. You can have an agent, you can be signed on to an agency, a manager. That one, they do intertwine in a bit because thankfully there are certain apps out there and websites where you can book jobs yourself. Just like a couple, for example, like Backstage. I know Actors Access. There's probably a couple other. I just can't think of them at the moment. But you can go out there. You can set up your own profile, your own experiences, all your attributes and everything about you, and you can actually go and find the jobs yourself instead of having to rely on someone else to do it. So I think that actually speeds up the process in a bit, rather because you can actually find what you want instead of what a producer thinks they want for you. So it's kind of more simple that way, but either way it goes, you're going to get jobs regardless. It's just might not be right away, but it'll be there sometime soon.
Man, that is pretty cool. So I think I'm getting into some acting. What do you think, wife?
Nope.
That was fast.
How did you decide? Have you always known that this is what you wanted to do? Or was there a defining moment where you said, you know what, I think this is something that I would be good at?
Right. I would say definitely in high school, more towards my junior year. I talked about it with people. I'm like, yeah, I'd joke, say I wanted to do underwear modeling for Calvin Klein. And so, like, people are like, oh, why don't you? And I'm like, oh, like, I never thought about it. So I actually started taking time and considering it and thinking about how I would start the process. So, of course, I did my research, watched plenty of YouTube videos. I talked to other people that were in modeling and acting. I started taking classes. And then once I graduated, of course, I had other dreams I wanted to do, but I'm like, why don't I try modeling, and see how that goes? And so I tried it. I started taking classes. I ended up loving it. I loved it. I love taking photo shoots, having the camera about me, getting to pose, see all these edited photos. It's a great feeling. And so I, that's what definitely made me want to start looking into it and choosing it. And then once I started seeing success in it, I started pursuing it. And then through modeling, that's how I ended up getting into acting. And so then I started doing both at the same time and just booking acting jobs on over here and booking modeling jobs over here. And so it's definitely something, I kind of wanted to get into since about my junior year of high school.
That's amazing. And so no one in particular got you started. You was just kind of like, people were saying, oh, you should do this, try being an underwear model, try sipping a cup of coffee on camera. Like,
yeah, exactly. It
that's
was just
amazing.
like, why don't you,
What did you want to be when you grew up as a young kid?
Oh man, it was never anything specific. Oh no, I try to describe this to people. I don't want to seem like Mr. Hothead, but I always wanted to be like a somebody, like I always wanted to like have some sort of fame, but not celebrity status, like because I know that can definitely get stressful, which I think is one of the topics we'll be talking about, like fame and mental health and
Right,
that.
right.
Yeah, that type of fame on that degree of level is definitely stressful, and I don't think it's most of the time it's not mentally healthy. So I would like a good in the middle, like I'm not too low, but I'm not too high. I'm like right there in the middle, so it's like a perfect base,
Right.
for me personally.
Man, that's pretty dope. Were you an athlete? Athlete?
When I was younger, yeah, I used to play some sports. Throughout in high school and middle school, I was always in band. I was in marching band in high school, which I loved, and that kept me in shape. So it's kind of where I got with my figure from and my back pains.
You said your back pains?
Yes, I still
That's
deal with it
dope.
to this day.
See, and that's what, man, I interviewed this guy who's an MMA trainer.
Yeah,
And I said, what do you say to people like, why would you put your kids in that? Like, he's like, you get hurt. He's like Russian. So excuse my
yeah,
poor Russian accent. You get hurt in bathroom. You get hurt walking in street. You get hurt everywhere.
right.
So why not come here and get hurt and be better person for it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
He does that a lot of
can
times.
get
Yeah.
hurt. Yeah, you can get hurt and make a career out of it. So
Hey, there you go. There you go, man. Bust a few orbital balls, get your cauliflower ears, and then, get a whole $100,000 for your entire career, unless you're
exactly.
flapping, what's his face? Oh, the Irishman. Come on, what's his name?
Oh, Conor McGregor.
Connor?
Conor McGregor. Oh, I love
Yeah.
that dude. No, not for anything positive, but just the attitude, When I was a
Mhm.
football coach, I told my players, I need you to give me one hard punching boxer, and one NFL player and college player that you want to look up to and emulate your game after. I
Mhm.
want them to get into that monster mindset, but then learn
Right.
to control it, right? Conor McGregor, some guy he was fighting said something. This is during his prime, so he actually could back up what he said. Ooh, shots fired. But anyway, he told this guy, if we were in Ireland, you'd be dead. What? What did he just say? You know what I mean? I love it. Love that kind of attitude. Speaking of attitude, going back to the clip. No, we're not going back to the clip. We are going back to the clip? We're not going back to the clip. Talk to me a little bit about the attitude that these people who are hiring you or booking you, what are they looking for as far as just you as a blank canvas, and they want to put you, on a magazine, commercial, or movie?
Mhm. They're definitely looking for positive and a determined mindset. I mean, because you got to think about it. They're probably looking at hundreds, maybe thousands of people coming and looking for this job that they put out for a listing, and so the biggest thing is you want to stand out from everybody else. You want to have the most positive, determined, optimistic mindset, because not only do they want to book you, they want it to be easy to book you. They don't want you. They don't want you to make it hard for them when they book you. So now it's
Right.
like a struggle because they have you, but now you're making it hard for them to go through the process. So not only are they just looking at you and your attitude, they got to make sure that you're the right person that they can work with, so that it can be easy for everybody.
So we're talking about mental health.
Hmm.
You mentioned early on that you um hear a lot, probably more no's than you hear yeses. And
Oh
I
yeah.
imagine that when you first started, it couldn't have been quite as easy. And I don't know that it is how easy it is now, but I imagine that you have this preconceived notion or this idea of what it's gonna be like, and you start fantasizing, I'm gonna go to these jobs and everybody's gonna be like, yeah, you guy, you.
Hmm.
And then when that doesn't um maybe bear out, how have you developed ways to basically kind of get yourself through that? Like, do you go in just saying, okay, this is are you that person who says set the bar low, and then if I get it, or or is it like, hey, I'm going in here with this positive attitude? How do you maintain that? So how do you deal with the no and then maintain that positive attitude from job to job?
Right. You just got to come in. You got to come in strong, really. Like as soon as you set up, whether it's modeling or acting, as soon as you set up your backdrop and you're ready to record your audition, your model run, anything, this has got to be all you. this has got to be something you want to do. On top of that, it's something you can tell yourself you want to make a career out of. It can be a career, a side hustle, whichever one you want to do. Either way, you have to look at it is it's something you have to take serious. It can't just be something you want to play around with, kind of put in half the effort, because that's very easily noticeable to tell on a recording, whether it's for modeling or acting. That director can look at your recording and they can just tell by your facial expressions, your eye contact to the camera. They can tell if you're not putting in your full effort, and if you're not going to put in full effort for their film, they're not even going to bother. They're just going to skip right next to the next person, and then you just lost your opportunity because you didn't want to be 100%. And that's just the truth about it, how it goes. And so even if you did put in your best effort and you get told no, just don't take it personal. There's hundreds, thousands of jobs out there for you. There's plenty more. I wouldn't let that first job bother you that you lost it or whatever. When I started, I think I had my first 2 or 3 auditions when I first actually started taking acting seriously. And I think I got no's for all those jobs. And I was excited about them. I was ready to record, send in my audition. I felt great. It was the best feeling once I finally sent it through. And then, unfortunately, some people might not know this, but within acting and modeling, they usually don't get back to you, whether they tell you no. So you can record this, and then you have to wait. You have to wait for the director to get in contact with you. You do not contact the director. And so you could be sitting here waiting for weeks on weeks, months maybe. You'll never know if you got it. The only way you'll know it is if they call you back or contact you. And so you also got to deal with that in your mindset. You got to be willing to, put in your audition for the film and not know if you're going to get it or not. But don't let that stop you. During that time period, you can just find other films that you can work on, more auditions. So you don't just get stuck on this one, just sitting there wondering if you're going to get it or not. But yeah, I just wouldn't take the no's personally at all. Just look past it. It's all business, nothing personal. And yeah, that's really as far as that goes.
Man, that is awesome. That gummit. I love the mindset because you can truly carry that over, like you said in the clip earlier. You can that networking thing. You can carry that over into anything. My sister, my daughter, just turned 18. She's going to college. She's graduating this week. Shout out to family. Sorry about the invites. We sent them. No one has received them. We haven't been returned. We don't know where they are. We're gonna have to do this digitally. Sorry. Okay, so here's what's happening. That mindset. I was telling her, because she's an introvert. She's extremely talented. She writes. She's a paid writer already in high school. She's she paints and draws sketches. Lots of fanfic stuff. Like, she's got a huge presence online. I mean, bigger than this little show. You know what I mean? Which is crazy that I'm chasing my daughter, right, in her internet, prowess. But what I tell her about IRL, or for you old folks out there, in real life interactions, to be just as brave as you are online. Just as brave, right? And I just kind of have her tag along with me. I'm an extrovert. I'm talking to all kinds of strangers. Hey, how you doing? What class are you? Oh, you're a freshman? Cool. She's going to be a freshman next year. Make sure you look out for her. Oh, yes, sir. All the boys. And, oh, yeah, we got her. All the girls. While my daughter just shrinks behind me. Why is he doing this to me? What have I done to deserve this? You know what I mean? But speak a little bit more about how, do you have any specific techniques that keep you locked into your mental health awareness that you can share with our audience today?
Trying to think. Just overall, I don't know how to explain it. Everyone has definitely their own version of it, but you just have to have a positive mindset. And for everyone, that's going to be different. For me, it's what I can look forward to, getting these jobs. I can start networking. I can see this growing with potential. My family's supportive. My family's very supportive, which is one of the things I'm most thankful for. And that's probably one of the things that keeps me mentally healthy, for sure, the most, because I already have, people that are backing me up for what I'm going for. So I have them to look forward to, to bring them along the journey with me. So it's not just me alone. Everyone's different, though. Some people just want to do it for themselves, and that's completely fine. Some people just like me, you know, I want to do it for so much more. It's not just for me, it's for my family, you know, my close friends. I want to bring all these people with me throughout the journey, you know, so I can do it for me and for them. Um, so yeah, everyone's gonna have their own positive way of looking at it for sure. Whether it's just you personally, whether it's your fan base, your friends, family, everyone's gonna have their own different way. But for sure, you can take time and think about it, and just think about, you know, what's gonna make you mentally healthy the most going through that process.
How do you deal with people who are haters, if you will? So people that are not, encouraging you or saying negative things about you. Because anytime you're trying to do something positive, it always seems like there's somebody that has something to say. How do you deal with that and not allow that to impact you?
Right. Um, just let it go out the other ear. And everyone's gonna have their own words to say. Everyone has the right to. It's going to be up to you whether you're going to let that affect you or not. You know, you have all these dreams, you have these strives and motives. You want to do great, and you don't want to let just one person put you down because of that, just because something they said to you. More than half the time, that person doesn't have the dreams and aspirations like you do. So they're not going to understand. You know, they're just, oh, you're just somebody with dreams. You know, you're not going to make it. You know, you're just like everybody else. You know, things like that. You can't let that get to you. You know you're special because you have these dreams and aspirations that you know is not going to be easy, but you're willing to strive for that. So you have to look at that as now I have something to prove for myself, you know, to prove them wrong, to show them that I can make it, that my dreams are true. I do have my aspirations and I'm willing to work for them. So definitely the haters can be a big motivational boost for most people. You know, you just take that to your advantage, prove them wrong, show them why they're wrong, you know, things like that. But I mean, everyone's have them. I've had people tell me that, you know, when I tell them I'm going into acting, going into modeling, they're like, oh, everybody does that. You know, you're not going to stand out. You know, it's just, you got to give them a reason you want to stand out. You can't let that affect you. You know, you got to know you're great and know your value for sure.
That is awesome, man. Listen, it's very important. So when I first got into the podcasting gig, I was seeking out other podcasters because I had done my research on who's the biggest out there, and of course that list is the Joe Rogans, the Sniper
Mr.
Wolves, Mr. Beast, right? And so I watched Mr. Beast on Joe Rogan. So when I'm talking about like who's the best out there, and two of them coming together for a conversation, buddy, I am there, right?
Right.
And one of the things he says is like, how do you stay so humble? How do you stay, coming up with new content? How do you push yourself? And he said, oh, that's easy. I just befriend all other content creators. Just because only content creators can actually understand where you're coming from. Because everyone else looks at it like, oh, you put videos on YouTube and Facebook. Okay, that's hard. Ha, ha,
Right.
ha. Not understanding the work that goes on behind the scenes. And so that gave me encouragement to do the same once I started this podcast and a couple of others. So for you, do you have a sort of like friend group who are also pursuing this sort of career? Do y'all have a mentor? And then why or why not?
Oh, absolutely. I actually have a close friend. He does modeling as well. He's signed on to an agency in Nashville. And so he's been booking gigs with them for, I'd say like a couple months now. He's pretty recently signed on. And so basically our support group is each other. You know, we're both in the same type of industry. We both model. So that opens up a big book for both of us. You know, we both give each other tips like, hey, be completely honest with me. How do I look? How can I do this better? How can I pose better for this type of camera? You know, and you got to be willing to have constructive criticism and not take it in a bad way. You know, it's just to help you out. You know, modeling, it can be about different things. It can be about your appearance. It can be about the way you dress. So you got to be willing to take that constructive criticism, you know? And so like, I can ask him like, hey, tell me if I don't look good in this outfit, or tell me if my hair doesn't look right, you know, so I can fix it. I'm not going to take it in a bad way. And vice versa, you know, I'll say the same thing for him. So me and him come from that same route, so we can motivate each other, help each other out to get to this journey so we can both make it together, you know? So I would say definitely surround yourself with the people you want to be with, you know, that have the same motives as you, have the same dreams, you know, that way there's no negativity in that friend group or, you know, whatever you have going. It's just nothing but positivity and helping each other out. So that's definitely, a great thing to have for sure.
Right. Even when y'all beefing with each other, right?
Exactly. You know, every friend group's gonna have that.
Well, listen, I developed a thing that anytime I call my my best personal closest friends in the whole wide world that I've both known forever, I usually start with you ain't bleep.
Right.
And the ones who a couple people was like, what I do? Right? It's like, no, nothing. I just want to keep you humble, bro. It's the same thing as that old story about who's the gladiator? Not gladiator. It was in the movie Gladiator. Not Marcus Aurelius. Anyway, Marcus Aurelius is one of the last Caesars because that became a title and a position versus just a man's name. One of the last Caesars was Marcus Aurelius, and he recounts a story to this, Roman soldier, this general, about how another previous Caesar, like Julius Caesar himself, I'm assuming, that he hired a guy that as he's walking through the streets and waving to the thousands and thousands of, citizens who are chanting his name and throwing olive branches at his feet, spraying perfume, right? He hired somebody to walk behind him and whisper in his ear, "You're only a man. You're only a man." Right?
Yeah.
So that was my version of it. I called my best friends in the world and said, "You ain't bleep." And it's like, "Yeah, you right."
Yeah.
And then we start our conversation. Yeah. So the friend, would they be absolutely like, man, what's he doing? If you gave him a shout out, is that a private like mentorship or friendship?
Oh no, not at all. I can for sure shout him out. Yeah.
Go on. What's his name? What is his name?
His name's Drew Patel.
Shout out to Drew out there. My goodness, like pulling teeth over here. Matter of fact, get him the FRAP out of here, producer. No, sir. Get him out of here. Is he gone? Yeah, FRAP that. Dadgummit. I dropped all kinds of hints. What, wife? You giving me that look? Okay, I'm too harsh.
I didn't say nothing.
Yeah, your face is saying something, dadgummit. Okay, let's bring him back. I'll apologize. Dadgummit.
Oh, man.
Is he back?
Yes.
Okay, man. I apologize. Sometimes I'm a football guy. I can't hit such a precious face, right? So that's the only other recourse I have. Just snatch him off the screen.
Right.
So listen, man, we play a game on here called FRAP Yeah and FRAP No. As my producer gets the she's ready. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a question, and you just simply answer FRAP Yeah or FRAP No. The show's name is What the FRAP.
Right.
The story goes, played college ball, coach had a no cursing policy. We combined the F word and crap together, hence the word, okay? All right. Amber Heard, FRAP Yeah or FRAP No?
FRAP No.
Holly Berry, FRAP Yeah, FRAP No?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know her, so FRAP maybe.
Get him off the screen. Get him off the screen. He said he don't know her. Holly Berry, X-Men. I wish I could have a picture just sprayed across the screen so he knows who he's disrespecting right now. What, wife?
I didn't say nothing.
Your face, your eyebrows are doing the river dance. Like, oh my goodness. Bring him back on. Bring him back on. I apologize again. Dadgummit.
My bad, Halle Berry.
Okay, I'm gonna pretend like that didn't happen. We're gonna do that again. We can cut that, right? Nobody's watching. Listen, yeah, you're gonna say FRAP Yeah, and I want you to use your best acting skills. I need you to make Holly, when she sees this, not if, but when she sees this, go, "Oh, this guy who looks like Bad Bunny likes me." Okay, get some cut space. I'm gonna give you a silent 2 count. Ready? 3.
All right.
All right. Holly Berry, FRAP Yeah or FRAP No?
FRAP Yeah.
Giselle Bundchen, FRAP Yeah or FRAP No?
I'm gonna go with FRAP No.
Ooh, put a pin in that, producer/wife. I need to know why. All right, so real quick, some of the top paid models are Sean O'Pride at 1 million, or sorry, I don't want to shortchange them, 1.5 million, 1.4 million for David Gandy out of the UK. Is there somebody that you look at, post on the wall, like, that's the guy I'm going for?
Ooh, like going for what way? Like
Like
looking up
I
to him?
want to listen, man. I called a buddy of mine and I said, I want to be the best to ever do it. He was like,
Right.
okay, at what? I was like, podcasters. Before I did a first show, before I bought equipment, anything.
hmm
And he was like, okay. Now he himself is a podcaster. Okay. So it was funny to me, you know. So I said, I'm going for Joe Rogan, anybody else out there, that government, to be the number one podcast in the nation. Do you have that same sort of like goal as far as the male modeling world?
For the modeling, I'd probably say Lucky Boy Blue for sure.
Lucky Boy Blue. Okay. Oh man, who's that designer? Oh my goodness. Anyway, I'm gonna kick myself later for that. But yeah. So what made you kind of aim towards him?
I don't think it's any sort of like favoritism. I remember when I was getting into modeling, you know, I was doing research, checking out models, seeing like how they model, you know, so I can take tips, you know, and turn that into my own. Because you don't want to be like everybody else, you know. You always want to try to stand out. So he was one of the ones that caught my eye, you know, his style, the way he presents himself whenever he modeled, you know, like they call it like a hawk eye, like just the way you look whenever you model and stuff like that. And so I kind of like, he was the first one that really caught my attention. So that's the one that, you know, I've always kind of rooted for, you know, and like really looked up to him in modeling for sure.
Man, that is awesome. Look, okay, I'm gonna throw a couple of jokes at you. We're talking about looking up to people. What's the difference between ignorance and apathy?
What is it?
I don't know and I don't care. I kind of want to retire off of that. No more jokes ever. That was a good laugh, man. All right, what's the difference? What's the difference between a $20 steak and a $55 steak?
What is it?
February 14th.
Man, I know.
I like this. He's good. I can't get my kids and my wife to laugh at these, man. You have made my frapping day. Okay, frap yeah or frap no. Let's see. Timothée Chalamet. Frap yeah, frap no.
I say frap yeah. Yeah, I like watching it.
Hey, are you a Dune fan? The books or the movie?
I only watched the Doom movie with the Rock in it. That's the only one I've seen.
Oh, I just threw up a little bit. All right, man. LeBron James is going to win a championship this year. Frap yeah, frap no.
I'm gonna say frap yeah. Why not?
Hey, come on, old man. We're the same age, or I think he's a year older than me. But come on, old man, do it for us.
Right.
You don't know nothing about these bad ligaments and whatnots, man. I'm telling you. Every time I see that man dunk or something, I'm like, yeah, we did it, baby. You see that move I just did? Ooh, boy, I'm a bad man on that court now. All right, listen. Big Mac is better than the Whopper. Frap yeah, frap no.
Oh, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go with frap no.
Oh, woo! The Whopper flame broiled. Hey, sponsor us, please. I mean, seriously, please sponsor us. Okay. Taco Bell is mostly food. Frap yeah, frap no.
I'm gonna say frap yeah. Basically, because to me, food is anything you can eat. So if you can eat that stuff at Taco Bell, I say why not? It's food.
I love it. I love it. Okay, listen. Seinfeld was better than Friends. Frap yeah, frap no. Hard hitting questions here, Garza. That's right.
No, it's only hard because I haven't seen them. I live under a rock, I swear. I haven't seen those.
Either one?
No.
I am going to hire you as a model, and all you would be doing is modeling a guy sitting their butt on a couch and binge watching both of my favorite episodes of both of those series. How dare
That'd
you?
probably be very helpful because I know
I'm gonna skip ahead then. That makes me want to skip ahead. So 8, 9, 10. The Office is better than Community. Frap yeah, frap no.
Frap yeah.
Oh, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one for me. I love The Office, but I'm giving that to Community. All right. The hot dog is a sandwich. Frap yeah, frap no.
Frap no.
Ooh, he said that. All right. 2 more. Zoolander is accurate as FRAP. FRAP yeah or FRAP no?
I haven't. You're gonna hate me. I
No,
haven't
no,
seen
no.
Zoolander.
Get him out. Get him out of here. Get him the FRAP out of here. Is he frapping gone? Is he frapping gone? Is he frapping serious right now? Are you frapping kidding me? Zoolander? The model? What, wife? I don't want to do the show no more. No, I ain't doing it.
All right, I'll play you out.
Oh, wait, hang on. I was just kidding. Hang on, wait. Pet the cat. Pet the cat. Okay, bring him on. I'm sure he didn't hear any of that. I got my composure back. Oh, my goodness. Hey, Chris, how you doing? Welcome to the show, buddy.
I'm taking a
We
little.
we can cut all that out, right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
FRAP no.
last question before I let you do any promos or shout
All right.
yourself out on your IG and whatnot. The What the FRAP podcast is the best podcast on the planet. FRAP yeah, FRAP no.
FRAP yeah.
Hey, I like it. You heard it here first. Where can we find you? Where can the ladies go and look through your pictures and like them all to send you that subliminal signal that like, hey, I'm interested. You know, you ever have that happen? Like all of a sudden you wake up and you got 156 so-and-so like basically your entire catalog. Like, okay, I see you, girl. Jeez. You know what I mean?
What people think.
That's what people think?
Yeah, that's what people think. No, I wake up, my phone's dry as a Saharan desert. No one's texting me.
We got to cut that out. We are promoting you. I am trying to get you in the next Bad Boys 15 movie or that Fast Furious 126. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah. So go ahead, promote yourself a little bit, and we'll get you out of here, man.
Sweet. My Instagram, y'all can follow me on there. I have all of my modeling pictures. Basically, that's what I post on Instagram. Is just usually modeling. It's the Chris Garza. Should be in that little thing at the bottom right there. Sweet. And then Facebook, it's just Chris Garza. It's probably like the only dude on there with curly hair, so it's fairly easy to find me. So, and then that's really my only 2 big social medias that I use. It's just Instagram and Facebook, and that's about where you can find me, really. And then shout outs. I forgot. I'm gonna say shout out to Drew for, you know, doing his thing in modeling. I feel like sometimes we try to compete with each other, but it's a healthy competition, you know, so I like it. Shout out to my mom since Mother's Day was yesterday. So, of course, I got shout out to mom. Shout out to my family, of course, family, friends, close supporters, everybody, you know. They're what keeps me going, for sure, because I know I probably wouldn't do it on my own, but hearing them support me and tell me I can do it and keep on going, that's like my biggest motive and strive. So definitely shout out to all of them. And then shout out to What the FRAP, for sure, for inviting me on the podcast.
Hey, that man's a professional. That man is good. That boy good. What? Why don't be looking at me like that? I said the boy good,
You're going to have to come up with like a model name.
Ooh.
I can't. I'm so bad with names. I thought about it because
we'll workshop some stuff.
No. Let's do that right here, because if people are listening, they're going to take this idea. I need to come up with a name. How about this? Maverick.
No.
Maverick?
That's a gas station in a movie.
Oh man, you'd catch me in the club with that type of nickname.
Hey, what's up, Mav? Come on now. See, I do name
and a sports team.
Shout out Dallas. I hope they draft somebody. Anyway, we name one of our kids Monroe because we like the name. His Jackson Monroe, like a little Southern gentleman, right? But just so I could call him Roe for short, because I had a friend who was Nicole Rowe or something like that. We used to call her Roe on the line. Shout out to Nissan. I'm not wearing a shirt. Thank goodness. They ain't paid us. So sometimes we name things just so for the nickname. So I was just going for Mav there. Okay, come on, White, give me something.
I can't. I need to
Man, you can't talk bad about mine during the brainstorm and not have an alternative.
That
in the
was
holster.
not an original name. You literally pulled a sports team's name, a gas station name, a movie name. Get out of here,
bro. Okay, how about this? Hold on. I'm about to look up something. I gotta make sure it's original. Don't you do it. 5 minutes.
Nope.
Okay, you know what? We'll do a quick commercial and we'll be right back with Chris Garza. Listen, for you snitches out there, I want you to know that you're not alone. We can do this together. That was meant for gangsters only, not for civilians. But this dreaded ideology has penetrated our youth all the way into us as adults. We have to stop this. This is a PSA. This is one of the main reasons I'm running for president of the United States of America.
I'm gonna tell you something, but we gotta stop the violence, we gotta vote. Stop the violence and vote. Because I did a show in Chicago. I mean that. Stop this violence. I was in Chicago, I did a show for Cook County Jail. And you know, over 40% of the brothers in jail for nothing. And they had a little survey, little panel thing. We got to ask the inmates questions, you know. So I asked the inmate, I said, hey, my brother, what you in for? He said, nothing. Brothers got this thing about being a punk. What is a punk? I never did understand that for the sake of my life. He said, nothing. That's how long you in for? He said, ever? Now, you know, for a long time, you take the 4 off that motherfucker. I said, so what you in for? I ain't no punk. I didn't tell on my boy. I said, what, you in jail for another motherfucker? No, you ain't no punk. You a new fool. Cause I'll be if I serve time for any of you motherfuckers. I'll be in court just like this. Judge be like, who are you? I'll be like, punk. Your Honor, he killed that motherfucker. Shot him in the head 4 times, kicked him in the face. I tried to call you, but the line was busy. I'm ready to knock him out here.
Okay, I got some names. First of all, go to studiogwb.com. You can pick up your Snitch Activist shirts or Snitch Right shirts. Hashtag on both of those. Get yours and more gear there. All right. Okay, last few moments with my man Chris Garza here. We're about to change his life. You ready? I got a name. Original. You ready?
All right, let's hear it.
Okay. Mojito Malo.
I actually like that.
You know what it means? Bad Bunny.
Really?
That's Bad Bunny in Spanish.
I like that one. I like that.
Okay, we'll put a pin in that. You got anything, wife? No. It doesn't matter what you have, wife. All right. What's happening? Okay, it's too low. Hold on.
Cheveux sexy.
Cheveux sexy.
Who the heck is supposed to be able to say this?
Cheveux. You can say cheveux. Say cheveux. Boy, I'm getting a bologna sandwich for dinner tonight. Look at that. I wish I had a camera on you right now. Lord have mercy. Mercy. Okay, what do you think about that? Cheveux. Spelled Chevux. It's French.
I like that one.
It means sexy hair.
You don't have to lie to him.
Come on, man. It's original. You could just go by hair. Like, okay, top male model has just netted $2.3 million in this year alone. Cheveux sits atop of them all. Cheveux? Or Mojito Malo.
I like that. I like Mojito Malo.
That's the one? All right. We'll think of some more in mailbox here. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for doing overtime. Shout out to you, man. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm gonna be watching closely, especially what kind of hair care products, because you know what I mean. Okay.
Right. For sure.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Go ahead, sit in the back room, enjoy yourself, get some cookies and cakes, man. Just don't steal my silverware. Is it just me?
It's just you.
1 is the loneliest number you ever knew. Ooh.
This morning, a violent weather outbreak bringing tornadoes to Florida's Atlantic coast.
Now to that urgent and massive manhunt after that deadly mass shooting near Houston. The youngest victim just 8 years old. Police say the suspect